Okay, we are going to factor out this, and we are going to factor out that. As you can see, here we only have 2 terms. But this right here, it has 4 terms. Comment down below and let us know which one do you think is going to be easier first. And also, pause the video and try them as well. Okay, let me do this one for you guys first. It has 4 terms. So what's the strategy that was used to factor out a 4-term polynomial? And you guys should tell me, we should do this by grouping, right? Especially, we cannot factor out any common factor in the first place. So let's try to group the first 2 terms together and then the second 2 terms together. From here, we should be able to factor this out much better. Okay, for the first 2 terms, as we can see, here we have x to the 3rd power and here we have x squared. So that means we can factor out the x squared, right? And let's put down parentheses right here. Notice, earlier I only drew the underlines, right? Because I didn't do any factoring with the original. But from here to here, I'm factoring it. So I put down the parentheses. Do not put down parentheses around the original, okay? Whenever we're doing this by grouping. Okay, so right here, originally, this one was x to the 3rd power, but we took out x squared. That means we will have x to the 1st power left, right? And then this right here, we took out the x squared already. So that means we will have the minus 8 right here. And now, another thing we want to be careful is that, as you can see, here we have a minus in between. Always write down whatever this sign is right away. This is a minus, just write it down right away. Okay? If it was a plus, you of course put down plus right away as well. And now, we are going to be looking at this term and that term. Can we factor out any common factor? No, right? But technically I am though, because I have this minus right here, so I am going to factor out a minus 1. I will still have to put down parentheses right here, because you know, the deal for factoring by grouping is that this parentheses should match with that parentheses. Let's see if they do match or not though. Originally, this was minus x, but we factor out the minus already, so this is going to be just x, isn't it? And originally, this was a positive 8, but we factor out a negative. Positive divided by negative is minus, isn't it? And just to double check, if you distribute the negative into the parentheses, negative x, that's what we had. Negative times negative 8, that's plus 8. So that's the original, so that's great. So this is what we have, okay? And now as you can see, this factor, the x minus 8, match exactly with this x minus 8. So you can factor them out and put it down only one time. This is the common factor. So I will put this down, x minus 8, okay? So what's left though? Well, for this right here, we have the x squared left. So let's open the parentheses. We have the x squared left right here. And in between, they have the minus in between. And also, what's the number right here though? Well, technically, this is a minus 1. So if you would like, just put that down right here. So inside here, we have x squared minus 1, like this, okay? And now, you should always ask yourself, you should always double check. Can we factor more? Can we factor more? This one, no, right? But this right here, yes, we can, right? Okay, so I'll just write this down again. This is the x minus 8. And to factor out x squared minus 1, I can show you this as the following. Write this as x squared minus 1 squared, right? So to factor this out, we will get x minus 1 times x plus 1. The difference of 2 squares.
Right? And this right here is it.
For that. And now let's get back to this. X to the 3rd power plus 8. We only have 2 terms. How can we factor this though? Well, there's no common factor, and you see that this is a sum. And in fact, look at the 8 as 2 to the 3rd power. We can actually factor out the sum of 2 cubes, right? So we'll go ahead and do that. So let me write this down. This is the same as x to the 3rd power plus, for the 8, we write that as 2 to the 3rd power. And we have to once again remember the formula to factor out the sum of 2 cubes. Okay, so it's right here again for you guys. This is going to be the first parentheses. We will have x plus 2. Okay? And then for the second parentheses, we will have x squared. And then minus this times that. And let me put down 2 times x. Okay? So 2x. At the end, we add this square. 2 squared is going to be 4. And that's it. And you see, to get the 4, we look at the 2 and we square that. And keep in mind, this right here is not factorable. That's why the formula stops right here. This is the factoring for that. And this was the factoring for that. Which one do you think is easier now? Let me know.